So these days, everyone is trying to find ways to improve their workflow because of the constantly changing technology, whether it be you trying to adapt the latest softwares and tools to improve your workflow, or just making your tasks a little bit more efficient and being able to achieve and accomplish the day-to-day tasks in a shorter amount of time. Everyone is looking for the best ways to improve their workflow, including myself. So what I want to do in this video is I want to take you through 3 ways that I've been able to improve my workflow and how you can as well, utilizing these methods that I'm going to teach you today. Now, these will be nice and simple adjustments that you can make in your day-to-day workflow that will be able to easily increase your efficiency, how quickly you're able to accomplish your tasks, and just being able to have more free time for yourself to go and do whatever it is that you want to do outside of your work. So let's get straight into it and let's go into tip number 1. The first thing you need to do is start using a task management software. Whether that be something like Trello or Notion, which is what I use, you need to start to have something that's going to help you manage all of your tasks, get things organized, and you have to start to prioritize your tasks in relevancy of how important they are, but what it is that you actually need to do and what's the most important thing for you to get done. Now, this helps you keep track of tasks, prioritize your work, and just make sure that everything stays as organized as possible, because you will have a reference point being your task management software as to how you're going to be, structuring your day and what you need to focus on. So let me show you how I structure my days with my to-do lists and task management softwares in Notion. So you can see here in my to-do list, this is just a personal to-do list. Obviously, I've just got a demo page here to show you for this video. So I've got a personal to-do list where I can just quickly note down anything that I need to do for the day, whether it be today or tomorrow, and then it will automatically be organized in these hidden groups here when they're completed or when the days have passed. So for example, for today, let's say I want to do client work. I've now got that in today, and then to be more specific, I can categorize it. So I've got physical, religion, self-development, business, personal, or content. So for this will be business, and then obviously you can check it off when it's done. You can put a due date. So for me, as soon as you hit something as a task for today, it will automatically be due today, but you can manually change that if you want. And then priority, this is also very important. So you can do very important, or you can change it to important or casual. So this would be an example of something that's very important for me to do today, which is my client work. However, if I want to do something like, let's say another task, which is like book a dentist appointment, that's obviously something I'll need to do. This is going to be a personal category, and it's going to be a casual priority, I would say. It's nothing too important. I'll need to do it at some point, but if it doesn't get done today, it's okay. So now I can organize it in regards to what's priority, and I can also change my database view. So I've got it as a Kanban board view now, where I can just easily move the things around. Or you can view it in a table where you can see everything like the due date, the category, and you can even add different views. The best part as well about this database is you can also have a calendar view where you can see on your calendar what's the to-do list for that day, for the specific days that you're looking at as a general overview. And then you can also click on them to open up that specific page and make some notes if you want. And then I've got a to-do list view where it's just simply just a simple list of what I need to do, as well as just a check mark if I want to complete them. So that's my personal to-do list. And then I've got a client hub as well, which I've shown before on another video, which is a bit more business and client focused. So for example, if I have, I've got client 1, client 2, just for demonstration purposes. If I've got a project I can create, so here you can see that I've got, workflow automation project for client 1. I can then put a deadline on this project. So let's say it's due end of the month. So I've got a project deadline, as well as if I go to my tasks, I can then set specific tasks for these projects. So set up first make automation. This specific task could be due at the end of this week. So tomorrow, for example, at the time of recording this video. So that way I can set out my tasks that are linked to the specific projects in the client hub. This is purely for my business work. So it's good to have a to-do list or a task management for your personal stuff, or just for your general day-to-day things that you need to be reminded of, as well as task management for your actual work-specific client work, or whether it be something else that you need to do but it needs to get done that's work-related, whether it be projects you're working on, etc. So definitely having a task management software is very, very important to be able to structure and organize your day and improve your workflow. Now, the second thing that you need to do to improve your workflow is time blocking. This one is so underrated and not many people actually take into account how important this can be. So time blocking is just simply putting things in your calendar and actually allocating a specific amount of time, whether it be a few hours or so, for a certain thing you need to do in your day. Now, the benefits of dedicating actual time block methods is you can actually stay focused on the specific task at hand or what you need to do in your mornings, in your afternoons, or in your evenings, because you've time blocked it in your calendar, and it'll give you a good visual representation of what you need to do and what you need to actually focus on throughout your days. It'll be good also to get a good general understanding of what your upcoming week will look like, and that way you'll be able to kind of mentally prepare yourself with what you need to start to focus on based on what you've time blocked in your calendar. So let me show you how I do this and how I time block my work and my day-to-day, so you can get an understanding of how you can do it as well. So at the moment, I'm using a Notion calendar, which has been a recent addition to my software stack. So the good thing about what I like about Notion calendar is it will link to all of my Notion essentially. So whether I have, so you can see here on today's date, Thursday the 23rd, I've actually got my to-do list in this calendar as well as what I've blocked out. So it's good visual representation to see what I have as my to-do list as well as what I've time blocked. And I can also sync multiple calendars. Like I've got multiple, my personal and my business calendar, and I can see them all in one on this, specific Notion calendar tool. So you can see here every morning, this is just a 3-day view. Every morning I set out deep work from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. Now I like to do at least 4 hours of deep work because I feel like that is, a point where you can get most productive. But I give myself 5 hours because I know throughout that time, I'm going to have a bit of a break. I'm going to go make a coffee, etc. So I'll kind of give a bit of a 1 hour leeway, but I like to make sure that my morning is set for my deep work, undistracted and purely focusing on what needs to be done and getting my most important tasks done. You can see here, I time block my mornings. So I now know that every day, my mornings is purely on deep work, undistracted. I'm going to put my phone away and I'm going to focus on the most important tasks every single day, depending on what they are. Then usually after that, I'll have like a gym session, or I'll go I have an appointment. For example, today I've got a haircut at 1 p.m. So I like to do that, straight after my deep work. And I can also utilize that as kind of a mini break. So whether it be a good workout or I'll go, have my haircut, for example, or anything like that. It's kind of a good break after, 4 hours of deep focus work, where it's good to just kind of mentally rest a little bit, go do some other personal tasks that you might need to do, or obviously go do, your important physical activity. So I know straight after midday, I can either, put in my gym sessions or book in an appointment. And then you can see straight after my appointment, I've got my gym session at 2:30. I give myself roughly an hour and a half by the time I go, train, come back, and then obviously shower and everything like that. Then from 4 to 6, I've got my content work, which is essentially where I just plan my upcoming content, whether it be the next YouTube video or some written content on LinkedIn, things like that. I just like to spend a couple hours on content work because it's going to be a big part of building my business and my personal brand as well. So I time block everything, as you can see, because it gives me a good focus and visual representation of what I need to do. So definitely try to do this. This part I think is the most important. Time blocking your actual deep work will help you see a massive improvement in your workflow and the efficiency you're able to complete your day-to-day tasks, especially when it comes to work, or if you're working with clients or working on big projects. Having that time block for work allocation is going to be very important for your progress. And the third thing that's helped me improve my workflow has been creating a swipe file. Now, you're probably asking, what's a swipe file? A swipe file essentially is when you're browsing, whether it be, researching online, or you're on social media and you're scrolling through your feed and you see something that's inspiring, or you get some good ideas or content that you want to then refer to later on. Instead of having to just remember it all, I like to keep a swipe file in my notes tab, whether it be in Notion or any other note-taking app that you use, and just quickly screenshot whatever it is that I've seen, or copy the link into the swipe file, and that way I can quickly throw them into that specific folder, and then I can later on go and organize them specifically when I've got a bit more time. So I'll show you how that looks like. So this is my Notion swipe file. I've just broken it down into quotes. Any quotes or inspiring things that I see that's written content, I'll put them in here. Images, so any specific images that I know I can use, for my personal benefit as a business, or for inspiration that I can do for my content, and then some book notes. So for example, if I'm quickly, if I'm listening to a book at the gym or reading something and I very quickly just want to, take down a note based on that book, I will throw it into the swipe file, and then I'll organize them all later on and put them into, their specific folders and files and note-taking pages based on what they are referring to. But it's very important to have a swipe file because it keeps things as organized as possible and allows you to capture ideas, capture inspiration, content, things like that very quickly without having to go back and refer to them and getting lost in the process. Now, I also like to keep a swipe file for my emails. So I have an email tag on my Gmail where anytime I see any good emails that I'm subscribed to with like email newsletters and things like that, or any business content, I will drag them into the swipe file if I feel like they're worth reading again later or referring back to. That way, even in my emails, I've got a swipe file section that I can use to refer back to whenever I need to, whether it's for work, content, planning and research, or anything like that. So having a swipe file will be a great idea to improve your workflow because it'll be able to help you capture points of inspiration or ideas that you want to then implement in your workflow. So those are the 3 tips that help me improve my workflow, and I know for a fact if you implement them, they will definitely help with your workflow, with your improvement of time efficiency and just getting things done. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.